What's up guys, welcome to my channel. I am so excited about today's video, but before we get into what we're talking about today, I have a channel announcement to make. I'm going to start a segment on my channel called Finance Fridays, and every Friday I'm going to be posting a short video about finance. It's going to be a finance topic, money management, credit card debt, investing, things like that. And feel free to suggest other topics that you'd like me to talk about. Those videos are going to specifically come out on Friday. They're going to be very short and they're going to be, straight to the point. Any other videos on other topics will always come out on Wednesdays. Have you ever felt like at the end of the month you have this money and you have all these expenses, but you don't know like if there is a rule out there on how you should manage your money, on how you should look at your expenses and things like that? If you felt like that and you've wondered what people do with their money, the 50-30-20 rule is a tool that you can use. So if you're asking yourself, what is the 50-30-20 rule? It's a rule that is widely used in finance. I think it's a guideline, and I think a lot of people think of it as a guideline that is used to simplify the process of money management. This rule was popularized by Elizabeth Warren and her daughter in their book All Your Worth: The Ultimate Lifetime Money Plan. And they talk about different things in the book and how to calculate your worth and all those things, but we're not going to go into that. I just want to talk about the 50-30-20 rule and how it really simplifies the process of money management. The basics of the rule are: you use after tax money. So this is the money that you earn after your employer takes out the taxes, after you probably contribute to your health insurance and retirement plan and things like that. So it's the amount of money that you bring home after everything. And then you take that money and you put it into three different percentages. 50% should go into your needs, 30% should go into your wants, and 20% should go into your savings, stroke investments, or debt repayment. So the challenge for most people is really understanding what these three different buckets mean. So what needs are, what wants are, and what can go into the third category. And that is something that you have to clarify and really understand. What are needs? I know a lot of people make this so subjective and they think that different things in their lives are needs, but they're not, because needs are things that you cannot live without. And sometimes we think that there are certain things we can't live without, yet we actually can live without. So needs should be things like your housing, so rent or mortgage, things like your health insurance, because that's important. You need to be healthy in order to make money or have a life, or things like that. Food, and by food I don't mean restaurant food, I don't mean fancy things, I just mean food that you need to sustain your life and your health. But since we're talking about money management and your ability to effectively manage your money, your ability to pay off your debt, have savings, have a retirement plan, and probably generate generational wealth, we can add certain specific things into your needs. And those are the mandatory minimum payments on your loans and credit cards, because you know that if you don't pay those, they are actually going to hurt your financial situation. Add those things into your need. If you have any loans that you need to pay at the end of the month, that the interest rate will accumulate and things like that, make that a need so that you know that you're prioritizing things that need to be repaid, and all the other things can go into the other two buckets. If you're still watching this video, thank you for staying. Make sure, if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share it with a lot of people. Stay to the end of this video because I'm gonna share two challenges and two things that I think hold us back, and I think those things held me back for a long time. I still struggle with them, but they are two challenges that we have to actually strive to get past in order to benefit from this rule. So the next category is the wants, and this should ideally be 30% of your after-tax income. This is the part that gets a lot of people, because we have wants and we have desires and we have things that we would really love to have. But wants are things that you want, and they're things that will make your life a little bit easier. But your life can continue, okay, if you don't have them. So in this category, you will put things like, restaurant meals, things like your laptop, because for a lot of us, without a laptop, we can't make money. And you might think, oh, maybe this is a need, but it's actually not a need, it's a want. And for other people, it's actually just a desire. So we have to be very, very careful, because it's so easy to go over the 30% category, because we have a lot of wants and we have a lot of desires, but you have to cap it at 30%, and after that everything else goes into the third category. So the last category is investing, savings, debt repayment, and this is one of my favorite categories, because I think this is the part that a lot of people struggle with. We aspire for it, but we don't do much to make it happen. So the 20% should be used for your investing, emergency funds. I'm a huge fan of emergency funds. If you want to understand how emergency funds work and how you should think about them, I created a video about emergency funds, and I'm going to link it somewhere here. It will tell you everything that you need to know about emergency funds. This 20% is the category that we should be aspiring to increase. You're not supposed to cap it at 20%. This is the category that will actually help you grow your net worth. So all said and done, all we're trying to do here is really achieve balance, and also have a way in which we think about our money and the different things that we can do with our money to make sure that we're growing, to make sure that we have a life that is fulfilling, but at the same time have a plan towards retirement and towards our families and things like that. And I think there are two things that hold us back. One of them is making excuses. I'm a culprit. I make a lot of excuses sometimes, and I think a lot of us think that way. The thinking traps that we put in place for ourselves, we start making excuses like, I have kids, you can't expect me to put away 20% of my income towards savings. I am a single person, so it's a one income family and I have to pay for everything. You can't expect me to, put aside 20% towards that. I have black tax, I have, medical expenses, I have all these things. In as much as those things are true, and we have to understand that everybody's situation is different, sometimes they are just mainly excuses. Because you can start at 1%, it doesn't have to be 20%. At the end of the day, what matters is that you've done something. And in order to do something, you have to stop making excuses. Lifestyle inflation. You start making a little bit more money, you get a promotion, you get a raise, or sometimes you successfully manage to reduce your needs and wants, and then boom, you start changing your lifestyle. You want to live in a certain neighborhood. You have to realize that lifestyle inflation is a thing, and it happens, and sometimes you are probably unaware that it's happening because you just continuing your life. You're probably even putting away 20%, but it's the same 20% that you're putting away before you started making all this money. So what's important is that you have to be aware of it. Remind yourself that I am comfortable, my life is good, I don't need to make it better just because I'm making a lot more money. Those are the two challenges that I think have held me back sometimes, and if you can relate, please put it in the comment section. Let me know if you relate with those two challenges. Like I said in the beginning, this is just a guideline, so make sure that it makes sense to you. If you are a high income earner, this might not work for you, because you are probably able to put away 60, 80, maybe even 90% of your income into savings and investment. So this can't apply to you. You have to look at it from that lens and put away as much as you can. But if you are middle to low income, then this is a good rule for you, because it helps you start finding creative ways to make more money or to cut your expenses. Look at all the huge expenses you have, like let's say rent, and figure out, maybe you can live in a certain neighborhood, or you can get a roommate, or you can find a smaller house and be able to take all that chunk of money that you've saved or reduced from your needs and put it into the 20%. But this cannot work if you don't have a budget. You have to have a budget. You have to understand how your budget looks like in order to even be able to apply this rule. So make a clear budget. plan everything out, and then take 50, 30, 20% of your after-tax income and try to fit all those things in your budget into those different buckets. And whatever doesn't work, eliminate, reduce, find creative ways to take it out of your budget, and then start thinking about your money and your future in that sense. So that's really it for the first video of the Finance Friday segment of my channel. Please make sure you come back next Friday for videos like this. Thank you. Bye.